Today we're gonna finally do the oil change on the Montero. I did a video on why I'm switching to Amsoil. What I'm gonna do is the Mobil 1 that I am taking out of the Montero, I am going to be sending it to Blackstone Labs to do an oil analysis on it. So I'm gonna do the update video of this when I do the oil change on the Amsoil. I'm changing the oil on the Montero here. It's around 3,500 miles. I used to change my oil every 3,000. When I switch to Amsoil, I'm gonna probably do the oil change around 4,000 miles. And in that video, what I want to do is compare Mobil 1 and the mileage it's at right now, where I'm changing oil at 3,500 miles, compared to the Amsoil, and compare the two oil analysis that I'm going to be sending to Blackstone between the two oils and see what the difference is. Amsoil is better than Mobil 1. It's not a scientific test. I don't have the equipment or everything to prove it, but I'm doing this on a real world test, just me driving the vehicle. So hopefully that oil analysis comparing both the Amsoil and Mobil 1 can give me a better picture of which oil is better, and plus it'll give me a good idea on the condition of the motor in here. I don't think I have any problems with it other than the valve stem seal is starting to fail, but other than that I don't see any problems. So based on my mileage that I normally use the vehicle on, I should be doing the oil change around August. That should get me through the pretty hot months of here in Florida in the summer. So the Amsoil is going to be going through the paces. Me daily, semi-daily driving the Montero. I'll give you an update once we do the oil change on the Amsoil, probably in 4 or 5 months from now. Okay, now the Amsoil is in the Montero. The oil change is officially done. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the old Mobil 1 that I captured here, and we're going to submit it to Blackstone Laboratories. You can go to blackstonelaboratories.com. I'll put a link on the description, and you can get your free kit. And all you have to do is you're going to have to pay once they do the sample. When they send you the kit, get in the bag. This is what in the bag. That's the container that you're going to submit. Put the old oil in to get sampled, and then there's the information to send them so they can charge your account after they do the sampling. I think it's like $35, but that's that. Just a little pamphlet of what they do to sample your oil. There's the website. We'll include that in the description. And the shipping, return shipping to them, it's all prepaid. So that's what you put the oil sample in when you send it to them. So they give you a pretty cool sticker here, and a little card for their podcast. We're gonna get the oil, the old Mobil 1, in here. I think it's about 5 ounces you have to submit. There you go. That's what you actually put in. That's the oil. Put it in here. All right. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. The old Mobil 1 is in the container. So what we're going to do is just put it in here. And send it out. So there we go. We have the Amsoil and the Montero, and the old Mobil 1 is in the Blackstone container, getting ready to be shipped out. Once in a few months, probably around August, whenever I get to 4,000 miles, or August, whatever comes first, I'm going to send out the Amsoil to get sampled by Blackstone. And then once I get the results back, I'm going to compare the two, and then we'll see the results. Which oil is better, Amsoil or Mobil 1? Well, guys, we're about to hit a milestone on the Montero here. I'm only a few miles, probably about 15 miles from hitting 250,000. So that's a big milestone on the Montero. So there it is. Currently it's at 249,985. So yeah, hopefully when it hits 250, I'll be able to capture it on video. But yeah, remember, this is on the original motor and transmission and drivetrain. Nothing has been changed. That speaks highly of the previous owner that had the Montero before me, and including my due diligence and keeping the maintenance up on the Montero. But this kind of goes against the reputation that Mitsubishis are unreliable. Honestly, I've owned many Mitsubishis and none of them has let me down mechanically. Obviously, there's been stuff that's gone bad on them, but that was just normal wear and tear. Nothing out of ordinary and constant. But this Montero, yeah, it's just been great ever since I got it. It's been pretty much trouble-free. Any of the parts that have failed, I mean, it's legitimate. I mean, you know, brake calipers, those look like the original ones. But a lot of just normal wear and tear parts going out. But I mean, like I said, this is the original motor, original transmission, original transfer case, original differential, original everything, and it's ready to hit 250. So yeah, let's see when it hits 250. Well, it looks like I'm gonna hit 250,000 on my way home from work today. I'm at 249,998. Well, there you go. We Montero hit another milestone, 250,000 miles. Man, I love this thing. All right, guys, it's time to change the oil on the Montero. We're going to be changing the Amsoil 10W40 synthetic that I put in the truck around March that you saw early in the video. I put about little under 4,600 miles on the oil, and I believe I truly put it through its paces. This previous summer in Florida was pretty hot. I mean, we were getting 110 index days for months, for weeks, and daily driving, and we were able to hit some trails during that time period. So I could safely say I put it through its paces. So we're gonna go ahead and change the oil, but before that, I'm gonna do the good old Lexus, I think LS400 commercial, where to test out the smoothness of the engine. And the Amsoil, I will tell you, I have noticed that it does operate a lot smoother. So in that Lexus commercial, they stacked some wine glasses pretty high to show you how smooth the Lexus LS400 is rolling. I'm not gonna emulate that exact test or that display. I'm just gonna stack 3 cups of water filled almost to the top, and I'm gonna rev the engine at cruising speed between 2,000 to 25 RPM. And all this is going to show you is how smooth this engine is. Is there any scientific value to it? Probably to some extent, but it's just merely showing you how well this engine is, how this Mitsubishi 3.5 6G74 is still running immaculately smooth at with over 250,000 miles. So yeah, enjoy the video.
Okay, we're about to drain the oil, the Amsoil out of the Montero. So the proper way to give a sample to Blackstone Labs is, once you get your kit, you're going to get this container, and inside is this. This is where you put the oil in. What you're supposed to do is, while the oil is draining out of the oil pan, you need to capture that oil coming out into the into this container. On my last video, I didn't really read the instructions very well, but you know, I finally found out how to do it the right way. These are times I wish I had a lift, but that's not the case. All right, we're gonna get this ready. When this oil comes out, it's coming out. There. All right, there you go. That's done. Let the oil drain out. Got my sample. And there we go. So now we're gonna just go over the results from Blackstone Laboratories for the oil. So I'm gonna go over the Mobil one first. Like you saw early in the video, I sent that Mobil one first, and I got the oil analysis about a month after I submitted it, and everything looked good. All the stuff they check on it, everything looked good. And I'll go over that in the video when I start comparing Amsoil and the Mobil one. But I'm just going to read you the comments that Blackstone Laboratories put off after the Mobil one oil analysis. So they said, the first report from your Montero is hard to beat. Wear metals are in fine shape down to the line, at least with the oil change interval in mind. Our universal averages for the Mitsubishi 3.5 liter V6 are based on 5,000 miles on the oil, and you just ran the oil for 3,500 miles. So it makes sense that our metals are better than average. The TBN is at strong 4.7, so the oil had plenty of active additive left when you changed it. Want to go longer? There's no contamination in this oil, and the filters are working very well. So try 5,000 miles next time. Looking good. So from that, the Mobil one did a pretty good job. Mobil one is not a bad oil. There's just a few things I wasn't really happy about. The valve stem seals on the Montero pretty much on their way out. So if you have any experience of that during long idle, there's some smoke that comes out, and I do burn oil. I did notice I was burning the Mobil One oil a lot sooner when I got close to time to change the oil. So that makes sense because the viscosity of the oil has thinned out as the oil wears. So it was getting past the valve some seals and it was burning it. And I noticed it was progressively getting worse earlier and sooner than my when I was doing the oil change interval at 3,000 miles or 3,500 miles when I did the oil change. So and plus I just noticed that during the hot weather, the Montero wasn't happy. The engine seemed a little bit rougher. It wasn't revving or idling as smooth. But like I said, Mobil One is not a bad oil. And I've been wanting to switch to Amsoil for a while now because I do have all my differentials and transmissions are running Amsoil product. So I just went ahead to go ahead and just go give Amsoil a trial in the engine. So that's that's why I switched to Amsoil. So now we're going to go over the results with Amsoil. Now this is what Blackstone Labs said when I got the oil analysis back from them. So they said the first report for your Montero's engine was excellent. So we are pleased to see similar results out of the second sample, which was the Amsoil. The wear metals are within the wear metals are within a single ppm of their levels on the first report, and that is after running this oil 1,000 miles longer. These superb wear results make it pretty clear that the engine is mechanically sound on the far side of 250,000 miles. The oil isn't contaminated with anything harmful, and oil viscosity is normal for 10W40. You got a good thing going on with this 3.5 liter V6. So the really cool thing about Blackstone Laboratories, if you submitted multiple like samples in the past, I guess they keep a record on a database within their system. Because when I submitted my oil samples, this right here was from the Mobil One right here, and this is from the Amsoil. So you can actually see a comparison between the oils. Now, I'm not going to go deep into technical jargon as far as what the oils are. I'm going to try to simplify it from what I learned because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not very versed in getting really technical on oil, like additives, viscosity, and flash points and all that. I just have basic information or stuff I've learned. Right here, uh, these parts right here with the stars, those are basically additives that the different oil companies put in their oils. Okay, Mobil One and obviously Amsoil are going to be different. They have their own formulas, their own techniques, to whatever they did to create the oil to obviously make it their own. Like nickel, manganese, silver, potassium, boron. These are typically additives and stuff, detergents they put in the oil to keep the engine clean, remove deposits, stuff like that. The things I was looking for is like the metals, because the metals are what are actually in your engine. So it can range from aluminum, iron, copper, and this is all based. It's all based on the types of metals that your bearings use. Obviously, connecting rods, crankshaft, your block. It's just all a combination of that. And I wanted to see the differences between how the oils stacked up against each other. The Amsoil is a tiny bit better, and if you count to the fact that it went 1,000 miles more, it's pretty dang good. So what I'll put on the screen is I'll scroll down slowly, so kind of explain. So the very top here, the MIHR oil, that's just basically the miles or hours on the oil, and miles an hour on the unit, which is the vehicle. So as you see, when I did the Mobil One, it was at 249. When I did the Amsoil oil change, it was at 254. And then the sample dates when I turned them in, and the oil I had to add since I did the oil change. They do ask that question. This burns oil, so I burn about a quart every 1,000 miles. So that's how much oil I had to add into the Montero because of the valve stem cells burning oil. So and then it breaks it down to all the different metals and the different type of stuff that additives and stuff that are in the oil. So if you look at the two right towards the middle, you'll see that's grayed out unit location averages. That is the industry averages what the oil what the oil should be at based on the motor and the miles. That's what Blackstone Laboratories stated. So if you look, on the left is Amsoil, and then on the right is the Mobil One. Aluminum is basically pretty good. It's on average on the Amsoil, a little bit lower on the Mobil One. Chromium, pretty much the same, identical. Iron, identical. Lead, there was more lead on the Mobil One. Tin, identical. Might be pronounced this wrong. Molybdenum is higher on the Amsoil, and that's, like I said, there's a star next to it. It's a detergent. It's just something they added to the oil. Nickel, identical. Manganese is another type of detergent the oil companies use, or additive they add to their oils. There's more of it in the Amsoil than the Mobil One. Silver, titanium, potassium, there's zero in it. Boron is another additive or detergent they add to the oil. Amsoil has a lot more, 157, like 100 more units more. Silicon, they're identical. Sodium, Amsoil has just less. Calcium, again, Amsoil has more. Magnesium, Amsoil has more. Phosphorus, they're close. Mobil One, Amsoil are identical. Zinc, a little bit less zinc on the Amsoil, a little bit more on the Mobil One. And barium, identical. So most what you see that has the stars are just additives, stuff they add to the oil. There doesn't really say much as far as is the engine going bad. They're, as long as they're close to the averages of what the industry standard is, that's what they're looking for, and pretty much they are. So the other thing you want to do is the properties. So the properties is what is a key thing, and how well the whole oil is holding up. So if you look, the viscosity at 210 Fahrenheit, the value should be 6576. The Amsoil is higher, which makes sense because the Amsoil wasn't burning I wasn't smoking a lot till I was getting close to like the oil change. So around 40, 43, 4,200 miles, that's when I started seeing that it was burning smoke, especially when I was idling too long. That's when I saw more of it. Whereas the Mobil One, I saw it sooner at lower mileage. The CST viscosity is higher on the Amsoil, which means it just, at the time when I submitted the oil used, the Amsoil had more better viscosity. And then the flash point is higher on the Amsoil than the Mobil One. And then the fuel antifreeze water, those are just stuff that were found in the oil. There's not barely like fuel is not even really worth mentioning. There's no antifreeze, no water, insolubles, or below average for both oils. So there you go. The one thing I will tell you is, between the Amsoil and Mobil One, running the Amsoil longer, the motor on the Montero was just happier. The engine ran a lot smoother. Idle was a lot smoother. I got an extra 1 or 2 miles per gallon, I noticed, on the fuel, but I don't know if I'm going to throw that in consideration due to weather or driving habits. But I just did notice that from my ultra gauge, I was getting like an extra 1 or 2 miles to the gallon. But overall, I just felt the motor, the Montero, was just operating a lot better, a lot smoother. It just felt happier. The engine felt more happier. It operated more smoothly, if that makes any sense. And it kind of, getting these results kind of reaffirmed what I thought the results would have been during when I was using the Amsoil. I just felt it was a better oil. So, I mean, take this to whatever you want to take it. I mean, like I said, this is not a really scientific or basis on it. I'm not going to real technical stuff. I'm just going by what Blackstone gave me back and what I've noticed in running the oil, Amsoil, between the two oils actually. So after those results, my conclusion is Amsoil is a great oil. It's I would recommend it to anyone that's looking to switch. It's a great oil. It might be a little expensive, but you're getting the peace of mind that if you do go those long interval oil changes, like up to 5,000 miles, they have other oils on their product line that you can go a whole year. I'm not brave enough to ever do that, but if you're looking to go like for this instance, 5,000 miles, their high mileage oil is excellent. I mean, I will stand behind my opinion. It's a good oil. Like I said, the Montero just operated better overall. It's probably the best oil I use since since I tried different oils on this Montero through the years I've owned it. It's really good oil. That's all I can say. And there are some data to help support my opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. Yeah, I'll stand behind it. If this helps you out in deciding you want to run Amsoil, I'm happy it does. If you have great experience with Amsoil, put a comment below. If you had bad experiences, go ahead, put a comment below. Just make sure it's not vulgar or violates any community standards type of deal. But yeah, I mean, there's so many oils out there, and the whatever brand you decide, and just make sure you're happy with the oil. A lot of people have their different things they're looking for, different factors on why they want to go with a particular oil. Maybe because they've had their brand loyal, they've used, I don't know, a certain oil for so many years and you don't want to go back. That's fine. I get it. There's some things I'm like that too. But like I said, this video is just to help someone who's on the fence or thinking about switching to Amsoil, and hopefully instill some confidence to go ahead and bite the bullet and give it a shot. I'm glad you guys got to watch the video. I know this is it's my longest video I've done a test on, almost a year. Doing the first oil change, going through the whole months with Amsoil, submitting that, and then waiting for Blackstone to give me the results. This is probably my longest video produced on the channel to date. So, I mean, hopefully it helps someone out on deciding whether Amsoil is a good oil. And for me, it is. All right. Thank you guys. Make sure to subscribe and look forward to see you guys on the next video. Peace.